Jim Wazarski.
Mike. Late in the third quarter, 76-73, you guys kind of come back, and that's when really the three ball started going in at the end of the third, and it obviously carried into the fourth. What I guess, what do you make of that? Was it just a matter of their shots finally going in, or were there some cracks maybe in the rotations and the closeups?
Well, I mean, they shot it at a really high clip. It felt like they shot it at a pretty high clip the whole game, but I think probably even more so in the period that you described or you're talking about, and just didn't think we guarded very well. Particularly late. Just too much penetration. They did a good job of getting inside of us, and then they played with the pass, and they made a lot of shots, but they were creating a lot of good looks from. I think we got to be better defensively.
How do you view when a team has 25 second chance points, or they kind of have such a margin on the rebounding? Is that I guess, what do you attribute to that to? Is that a function of spacing, of hustle, or a bit of luck? How do you kind of view that sort of skewed stat line, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, their effort on the offensive boards was a big factor. Inability to guard the 3-point line and inability to rebound. And I think a lot of that just comes from not doing a better job of guarding just individually. So I think it was just wasn't a good enough effort for us defensively. And give them credit, they played well. They created some of the problems for us, and but we got to be significantly better.
Zora Stevenson.
Coach, in a game where you're playing a team that's kind of hitting it from the outside and getting opportunities inside, do you feel like that puts more pressure on the offense to kind of go bucket for bucket, or do you still kind of put it on the defense and challenge the guys to kind of step up on that end? What's your thought on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, when you're not getting stops, it's definitely, you're not allowed to get out in your transition game. A lot of things are not going to go your way if you're not as good as you need to be defensively.
And then Mamadi got in earlier than normal. What went into that decision? Was that because certain people are out, or did he earn that time a different way? What was your thought process there?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's kind of our fourth big right now. Without Bobby and without PJ. So it's good to get him in early, get him to play. I thought he had some good stretches, some good possessions. So I think he was it's just good to see him out there and playing in a game.
Eric Name.
I know it's always the plan for Brooke to kind of battle against the opposing center and then have guys clean up those defensive boards. Just what do you see from that aspect? I know Mann got a couple, Kawhi I think had 4, Batum got a couple. Just what do you see kind of on that cleanup of the offensive or the defensive class, excuse me?
Yeah, we didn't get it done. We'll have to look at the tape, and I think just all of us got to coach better, got to play better, rebound better, guard the ball better, just do everything better.
Obviously, last game you guys played that 2-3 a lot. You guys went to that again in the third quarter. What do you think of it tonight, and what do you think you guys can do better out of it going forward?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple good possessions, and it was during one of those stretches where they were hitting threes, and so they hit a couple threes against it. But overall, I think we'll look at the film. I think there's positives that we can take from it. We were struggling to get stops in the man-to-man. Reggie Jackson had a stretch there in the third quarter, where we just felt like we couldn't get a stop. So I thought the zone helped some, but at the same time, they were able to knock down some open threes and get some looks. And it wasn't enough to kind of change the momentum or something we could stay in.
Kane Pittman.
Hey, Bud, I know you mentioned the perimeter defense in terms of staying in front of man and in their guards in particular, but you've referenced that a few times through the season as perhaps something you wanted to work on. So I'm just wondering, how do you diagnose where that issue comes from, or what are you seeing in a broader sense with the perimeter defense?
Yeah, I actually think we've been doing well. We've made progress there. Tonight, unfortunately, it's never a straight line of improvement. There's going to be nights when you're not as good as you need to be. And it's certainly an area that we've talked about, but I think we've actually been doing a significantly better job. And tonight was not one of those nights, and we've got to learn from it and be better from it.
Thanks, bud.
All right, thank you guys.